All right, good morning or afternoon or night, whatever time it is you're working on this. If you suffered through my last one that didn't have video, I apologize. This one has the video, or the audio. They don't have video. And if you hear anything interesting in the background, it's because I'm watching a tape of the Netherlands and Denmark game on the UEFA Cup. And for those of you that don't understand that, oh, you're not living life right. All right, at any rate, here we go. This exam is January 2009. In this particular section, it will be the problems 1 through 15. Okay, the formula just simply states that the Fahrenheit temperature is equal to 9 fifths times the Celsius plus 32. And they give you the temperature in Celsius. So it's, this is nothing more than can you plug a number in your calculator. It's kind of a stupid question if you ask me, because hopefully you can use your calculator. Now, if we didn't have calculators, it would be a more interesting question. But anyway, for those who don't have a calculator, you just divide 5 into 15, goes in 3 times. That's 27, that's 32, they add up to 59. Or you can just type that thing in your calculator. And this next question is not too bad. It says you want 25 meters in 6 seconds, 24 meters in 6 seconds. If I reduce that, don't I just get 4 meters in 1 second, which is what they're asking for? How many meters per second are there? Yeah, it's just simply 4. Well, if I get any of these wrong and you catch me on it, that's a little bonus for you. I don't think I'm getting it wrong. You never know. Sometimes I misread a question. Faces on a cube are measured 1 through 6. This is the question where they oftentimes will ask whether or not a number is prime or not. Remember, the number 1 is not prime. The very first prime number is 2. I don't think this question actually asked that, no. Probability of an odd. It's just problems 1, 3, and 5, or 3 out of 6. Even, hope you know, is 2, 4, and 6. That's 3 out of 6. Probability in rolling a number less than 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 out of 6. And greater than 4. The only numbers that are greater than 4 are 5 and 6, and that's 2 out of 6. So this is the fewest. Choice 4. Scrolling down. Emma has a cell phone plan where she has 7 cents per minute plus a monthly fee of $19. So what we'll do is first of all, we'll take the $29.50. We'll subtract off the $19, and you get $10.50. Then she has to pay 7 cents per minute, so we'll divide by 7. And let's see, 7 goes into 105 15 times, so this must be 150. Alright. If I did that wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Alright, look, a coffee cup, this is coffee, right? A coffee, hot chocolate on a computer, or on the counter. First of all, coffee doesn't get colder, and then all of a sudden miraculously get hotter. It doesn't really go down to like freezing and then back up to hotter. It also doesn't in 5 minutes go from 200 degrees to frozen on a countertop. That just doesn't happen. It starts at 200 degrees and eventually gets down to about room temperature, which is somewhere between 75 and 80 degrees, or 60 and 80 degrees. So that would be choice 1. There are a couple of ways to do this problem. You can store these answers. You can do 1 stow x, and then, just use x, doesn't matter what k. And then just do, use your alpha y equals x plus 4 over 2, figure out what the answer is. Or you can just do something like that. This one's actually pretty easy to do in your head. But we're going to cross multiply just to get the right answer. Don't forget to put these in parentheses. Cross multiply, you get 3 times k plus 4 equals 2 times k plus 9. That's 3k plus 12 equals 2k plus 18. When I bring the 2k over, I get just k on this side because we're going to subtract from both sides. When I subtract 12 from both sides, I get k equals 6. Choice 3. Alright, these are already in order. Notice there are 6 of them. So these two are the median, and the median then would be equal to the average of those two. The average of those two, believe it or not, I believe is 84.5. So we'll put 84.5 here, put 84.5 here, and 84.5 here. The median is the next easiest one. The median, or excuse me, the mode is the next easiest one. It's just 87. So 87, 87, that one's out. 87, that one's out. 87. Then we have to find the mean. Since I can't see these anymore, it's probably not a good idea. Let's erase that. Bust out my calculator. Hopefully that's over here somewhere. We are going to do 60 plus 74 plus 82 plus 87 plus 87 plus 94 equals divided by 156. 80.67, something like that. So that's smaller than these, so the answer is choice 4. That's the question. Just a lot of work. Don't be lazy. Show your work. All right. This particular question is kind of difficult. The volleyball association has 64 teams to compete. After each round, half the teams were eliminated. Which equation represents the number of teams? So if you don't understand that it's that same thing. It's the principle that's normally with investments times 1 plus or minus the percent raised to the number of years. Well, it's the same kind of problem. In this case, we're going to have the start amount, or the starting numbers, 1 plus or minus the percent, all raised to the number of rounds. Same kind of a problem. So we're going to start with 64 teams. We're going to do 1, and then because we're losing half the teams, we're going to subtract 0.5, raised to the number of rounds, which is R. And that answer is choice 4. Well, if that didn't work for you, didn't understand that, what you could have just did is said, okay, after 2 rounds, how many teams will we have? Well, we'll start with 64. We'll go to 32. That's after the first round. And after the second round, we'll be at 16. And if you type this into your calculator using R equals 2, you would end up with 16. This quite simply is just the difference of perfect squares. This should have been relatively easy. First of all, you need 1 plus 1 minus, so that's out at least. They have to multiply to 9, so that's 3x and 3x, so I know I got to have 3x and 3x, so it's got to be this one. And the other ones are 10. Pretty simple, right? What is the equation line that passes through the points? Okay, so if you don't remember, if you struggle with this, you just plot the points. 3, negative 3, negative 3, negative 3, and then there's the line. And that is the line y equals negative 3. Remember, the y equals lines are the horizontal lines, the x equals lines are the vertical lines. Alright, here we go. Alright, this is a really easy question. What we're going to do is we're going to solve for w. You don't recognize this as the parameter formula of a rectangle. Oops. So we'll solve for w. Subtract the 2L. Subtract the 2L. Remember, all the adding and subtracting should take place first. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Choice equals, hold on a second now. What are we solving for? Solving for W. So W equals P minus 2L all over 2. W equals P minus 2L over 2. Alright, I got it right. I almost made a mistake. You know, that can't happen. Find the nearest whole number, the value of x. So obviously, as soon as we see this, we're going to think of some old horse caught another horse taking oats away. Then, of course, we have to label this. So this is the hypotenuse. This would be the opposite side. This would be the adjacent side. Remember, opposite side is opposite the angle. We don't care about this angle. This is the angle we're talking about. That always has to be 90 degrees. A and H are being used, so that's cosine. I don't know what just happened here. That's weird. So cosine of 30 degrees is equal to A over H, which is x over 24. So x is equal to 24 times cosine 30. And I have no idea what that is, so I have to go to the calculator again, which is going crazy. Don't mind me, this is a crazy way to do the calculator. It's 24 times 30. Notice up here, it's right, 20 times cosine. I don't know why they use cosine D, whatever. The answer is 20.78, I think it said, so that's 21. Two more, guys, two more, almost there. What is the slope of the line that passes through? So, you know, you could do a couple of things. I could just graph these, 2, 5, and 7, 3. So it's not quite as high. So it's obviously coming down, so it obviously has to be negative. And because it's shallow, you remember a 45-degree angle has an angle degree of, or a slope of 1. And a line that's shallower than that has less than 1, so there would be less than 1. And of course use the slope formula, which is on your reference sheet. For those of you who don't remember it, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Use your parentheses, please. 5 and 3 are the y's. 5, 3, I started here, so 2 and 7 are the x's, 2 and 7 are the x's. This is 2 over negative 5, which of course is negative 2/5. Right now there's 2 problems left. Alright, so, you know, the common mistake here is doing a bang-up job factoring. We'll just take this and factor it. X minus, we know the sides have to be the same, and x minus, multiply to 21, add up to 10, 3, and 7. So here's the common mistake, you stop there. You have to do your t-chart because it's equal to 0. It didn't ask you to factor, it asked you to solve for the roots. X equals 3, x equals 7. Another way to look for the roots of an equation is just take your calculator out, and if you graph this, it'll look something like this, where you'll see that the roots are where it crosses the x-axis at 3 and 7. So the answer is choice 3. And finally, Rhonda has $1.35, so it's got to equal $1.35. That's pretty easy. She has 6 more dimes and nickels. So if we let x equal nickels, somewhere on this sheet we should see 0.05x. So that's here, and believe it or not, no, not really, that's 0.10x. There's only 0.05x. So it looks like that might be it. The number of dimes would be x plus 6 dimes, which needs to be multiplied by 0.10, because that's what a dime is worth. And then, of course, it's still choice 2. Alright, that's the end of part 1. Questions 1 through 15. We'll do the next one next.